What's up everyone on the internet? Thank you for making this video part. I am so excited to upload this one for you guys because of this video. We're going back to Cybertron with Transformers War for Cybertron Earthrise. So this is something I didn't see coming. When I finished watching the first season of War for Cybertron, I was hoping that we were going to get a second season sooner rather than later, but I wasn't expecting it to come this soon. Anyway, Transformers War for Cybertron Earthrise is the sequel to Transformers War for Cybertron Siege that picks up right after the events from the first season. By the way, be sure to check out my review for Transformers War for Cybertron Siege in the description down below. Well, actually it seems that the timeline's a bit off because it looks like a lot of time has passed since Optimus Prime left Cybertron in order to find the Allspark. Because from the looks of it, he and the other Autobots are drifting in space, and back on Cybertron, Megatron is slowly withering away because without anyone to challenge him, he has no purpose. It's funny because in the last season, we almost sympathized with Megatron because all he wanted to do was unite Cybertron in a time where their race was going extinct. But when we saw Megatron use dark methods in order to achieve his goals, that's when we saw his true nature. Now that he has all of Cybertron to himself, he slowly begins to give up on almost everything. And while Megatron is ruling a dying Cybertron, Optimus is going on some weird space adventures. Honestly, weird is the only word for me to describe this whole second season because Optimus and Megatron go on a trippy nostalgia road trip as we see several references and cameos of the original G1 Transformer series. Now this isn't a spoiler because we see this in the trailer, but Galvatron makes an appearance and acts as Megatron's sort of spirit guide toward Optimus and the Allspark. Oh yeah, once Megatron finally learns that Optimus is still alive, you can see this character finally have a driving force to get him out of his slump, and boy does he really want to go after Optimus. But anyway, like I said, Earthrise is sort of the weirdest chapter in the Transformers War for Cybertron trilogy because in the second half of this season, a lot of time travel gets involved to where we see some references and scenes from the original Transformers movie. And in the final half of this season, both Optimus and Megatron go on different spiritual journeys to where Optimus sees several futures if he decides to stay true to himself or if he decides to go down a darker path. As for Megatron, he and Galvatron take a stroll down memory lane to where he sees his true potential in terms of power, ruthlessness, and ferocity. And right near the end of it, there's a Beast Wars Easter egg that really got my heart pumping. If you watched Beast Wars as a kid, you'll know what I'm talking about. Speaking of Beast Wars, the final shot of this season is the part where I literally jumped out of my seat going, oh yes, yes, that's what I want to say. Oh my god, I don't think I can recreate the amount of excitement I had when I finished watching Earthrise. Anyway, I pretty much enjoyed this second season as it brings forth some nostalgia from the original G1 Transformers series and Beast Wars, and it also sort of bridges the timeline gap between the events that occurred on Cybertron and the events that are about to unfold in Beast Wars. But as far as story and action goes, I prefer Siege over Earthrise. But hey, if you grew up watching some of the earlier Transformers series, you may like some of the Easter eggs and references that are made throughout this whole second season. It's also 6 episodes, so it's pretty easy to binge through. And it looks like we won't have to wait that long for Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom because it looks like that it's going to be released at the end of May. It's funny because a few days ago when I jumped onto Netflix, I remember seeing both Cobra Kai and Transformers War for Cybertron Earthrise right next to each other. And I remember a conversation I had with the Gathering podcast, which I made a guest appearance on every now and then, to where I literally just straight up told them, look, I can watch a show where I can see teenagers learn how to use karate, or I can watch a show where I can see Autobots and Decepticons fight for the survival of their race. And I basically just straight up told them, forget Cobra Kai, we need to talk about Transformers. I honestly don't have a problem with Cobra Kai, I just wanted to bust one of the Gathering members' chops. By the way, be sure to check out their podcast in the links down below. Well, that's going to do it for this video, guys. That was my overall review for Transformers War for Cybertron Earthrise. If you like what you saw, click the subscribe button so you can get the latest updates from this channel. I'll see you all next time with a brand new video. Bye-bye.